Welcome to the Music Ark, brought to you by the Ark of E Network. My name is Noah.
And my name is Gavin.
And we're the Blanchard Brothers, and it's that time of year, the time of year that we finally have to make a top 10 list of our favorites.
Is it the most wonderful time of the year?
Possibly.
Okay.
I really don't want to talk about Christmas music. We did that last year.
Yeah.
You can go listen to that episode.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to talk about the best of 2018. Good year for music? Great year for music? I don't know. I mean, we'll find out, maybe.
I feel like, it doesn't matter what you're into. Maybe not so much music as a whole, but like it's a good year for music if you're into X, Y, and Z. Like you can make it your own good year of music if you want. Or it could be terrible. Like if you love pop music, it's probably a banging year, But if you love bluegrass, probably not that great. I haven't heard any big bluegrass hits this year,
Did you hear any last year? Maybe
no.
The year before.
Okay. No. Well, maybe some
bluegrass on your list?
No, I don't.
You gotten into some deep cuts I don't know about?
I only have a few electronic synth stuff on here.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
Branching out.
Oh, there's a wide range.
Okay.
This is going to get a little bit into my soul.
This leads into 2019, the year of Gavin.
Yeah.
The year when he really makes a lot of progress, stops liking Michael Bay.
No.
Becomes a total art house darling.
No.
And yeah, that's not 2019.
Only,
that's what you told me was going to happen.
Only if you're going to if you're now pitching the the Paul W.S. Anderson whatever thing we were going to do.
The idea.
Yeah.
We haven't stated it on mic yet, but we love to tease projects that may or may not ever happen.
Yeah. But
copyright the Ark of E Network, Noah and Gavin. Okay. The idea is the Paul Thomas W.E.S. Anderson cast. Okay. We throw all of the entire filmographies of Paul Thomas Anderson, Paul W.S. Anderson, and Wes Anderson into a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And at random, we pick them. And we go through them one by one. So maybe one week you're getting a masterpiece. There'd be a handful of masterpieces in there.
And one week you're getting Resident Evil.
Yeah, a lot of them. That would mean like that entire franchise, right? He never dipped out.
Nope.
He was there for the whole time.
His wife was in them.
The whole time.
Yeah. What I love was when you texted me that, I was like, or how about this? We put the filmographies of Michael Bay and David Lynch, we pit them together, and then we talk about them. And you were just like, yeah, smart ass. Like, because I was with my friends when you were like, you had this mind blowing idea, and I was like, great. How about this one? You're just like, all right, bitch, I get it. Like, yeah. So maybe 2019 is the year we finish Bay of Lynch.
It is the year we finish Bay of Lynch. We can also tease that in advance. That is the first Blanchard Brothers project of 2019 as far as the movie arc is concerned.
So that's taken us, 2 years?
No.
Didn't we start it in 2017?
No, we started it this year.
Oh, I thought
if you look back, it's January.
Okay. I thought it was real close.
It feels like forever ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably my favorite / worst part of this time of year. As you start trying to look back, you're like, shit, that was this year? Because you forget. You're like, wait a minute, where did it go?
Hey, did you know Black Panther came out this year?
Yes, I forgot that it came out this year. I was looking it up when I watched Black Klansman. I was like, did Black Panther come? It did come out this year. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's because there weren't 4 other Chadwick Boseman movies where he plays a historical figure that came out. Can you imagine that DVD Blu-ray collection? It's just like all of him as like a historical figure, and then Black Panther at the end.
42, Get On Up. Come on.
It's the Brown versus Board of Education guy, isn't he?
Oh my God.
I don't know his name.
I'm losing it.
Me neither.
But yeah, no, it was a big year.
Big year? Yeah.
Big year coming up for him, hopefully. Okay, let's talk about 2018, and we are talking about music, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing.
Do you want to do a coin toss? Who starts it? I don't know who started last year. Don't really care.
I don't have a coin.
All right. You want to draw?
Big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
Okay, I think I got you.
All
so,
right.
Yeah, you can start it off with your number 10, brother.
My number 10. Probably going to throw, well, maybe not you for a loop, but it will definitely throw some people for a loop. My number 10 is I want to get the correct month and everything, all that good shit out of the way. So, my number 10 album of the year will be Kid Sees Ghost, the collaboration with Kid Cudi and Kanye West.
All right.
Yeah. short. I don't know if you want even can we call it an album?
I don't know if you can call most of those albums. I consider them kind of EPs, but
that's where I was drawing the line because
albums.
AFI just put out the Missing Man EP.
Minutes, that's an EP.
Yeah, this is 24 minutes. Was it like it's 30 minutes? The spectrum? What are we talking here?
I don't know. It's arguable, definitely. People are playing with like what that even means at this point. What is an album? Exactly.
Because This Is America is one of my favorite singles, but it's not on an album, but I love that fucking song.
Arguably the song of the year.
Oh, yes.
Gotta like pick one for sure.
Oh, no, I had that written down as my singles of the year. That was my number one.
Exactly. We can get to some of those at the end for sure. I think I'm on record maybe during When the Sun Sets East. I think we talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, because it came out around then.
Wasn't a huge fan of the project as a whole, and I did listen to them like all as they came out. Pusha T's Daytona, like it maybe creeps into my top 20 of this year. I only made my list out to 18, but it would maybe be on there. I think that was the highlight, and I think that's the one that opened it, if I'm not mistaken. You know, it was just Ye, right?
Yeah.
Or Ye. Whatever. I think it's Ye. He was going with Ye, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's Jesus, whatever. It had moments, isolated moments where I was like, all right, man. But as a whole, I was just like, this was not worth all of the hype around it, all of the build up, and just all of his bullshit this year. I was kind of over it at that point, but I did follow the project through. Kid Seago's probably my second on it, but kind of by default, man, like my second favorite overall in the group. And hit me with like a highlight track because honestly, I listened to it twice. I tried to give it a shot.
Kids see ghosts sometimes. Kids see ghosts sometimes. Kids see ghosts sometimes. Spirit moving around, just moving around. Kids see ghosts sometimes. Kids see ghosts sometimes. Kids see ghosts. Spirit. Yeah, that's the king.
Start that movement. Start that movement. Y'all can't move me. This my movie. Y'all can't stop me. Y'all too sloppy. Carbon copy. Carbon. Same thing in a room. Sitting by myself, finding heaven soon. Many things that would trouble you. Look beyond for it, feeling like you never knew. Reaching out, hunting for the truth. I'm guessing I'm just sick of running. All this time searching hard for something. I can hear the angels coming. Kids see ghosts sometimes. Kids see ghosts sometimes. Kids see ghosts sometimes. Spirit moving around, just moving around.
But okay,
Kids see ghosts. It's my favorite.
Okay. I don't know that we'll talk about it at all anymore. But so were you a fan of the other albums like in the release structure? It was 5 of them total, if I'm not mistaken.
Of Kid Cudi's?
No, they were all Kanye's label, like all these they released.
Oh, I had no idea there was anything else that was. I mean, I listened to Kanye's new one when I was in Florida because it dropped then. I listened to it a couple times in one day. I was just like, I like the whole thing about I felt like killing you, and then the one about Russell Simmons and Me Too. I thought that was a dope line. But other than that, like I didn't know that there was like a structure to other albums with this.
Well, and that's the other thing is I don't know that at this point we're meant to like look at it all as like one cohesive album across all of these kind of little mini albums.
Yeah.
Or how maybe there's a playlist that like syncs them all together and it like makes sense somehow. That would kind of be amazing and genius.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't necessarily know that that's there. But in isolation, like some parts of the whole like 5-week musical journey provided by Kanye worked, but I was not impressed, honestly. It was a cool idea, though.
Yeah.
It was a really cool idea.
I mean, At the end of the day, it's content, and it's one of those where, like, I don't know if anybody would have bought this in a record store 10 years ago, but I do think that is kind of the beauty of where music is now, is that, like, you can do this. It may just be a passion thing. It may just be spur of the moment, how you felt right here in this little microcosm of 3 months. You record it, you put it out, you're on to the next thing, or you base it, like you said, blueprint it to where they fit in a certain spectrum, and It's
Fair
works
to
better.
say, a lot of music critics agree with you because the only one, I think, well, Pusha T's Daytona did pretty well as far as year-end like top 50 lists and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Kid See Ghost definitely appeared on multiple, if I'm not mistaken, and the beloved Pitchfork, I think it cracked their top 50. So,
okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I got a tie. There's two on my list. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Okay.
But their soundtracks, I think I did this last year.
Probably.
Maybe. But yeah, the one I'm more passionate about, maybe we'll save that for a second. Okay, my number 10, Tom York's Suspiria soundtrack, which in retrospect, I think I enjoyed listening to this album and the build up to the release of the album itself more than I actually enjoyed Suspiria in the theater and the way the score was integrated into the movie. Something I look forward to exploring on Blu-ray, et cetera, because I did enjoy the movie, but I got my issues with it. You and I'll talk about it eventually. Anyways, his work's pretty fantastic, and it's very varied. That's what I like. It's almost an hour and a half long, bridges a lot of different genres together, and there's parts of it that feel like, oh, this could be the next Radiohead album, and there's parts that are like, this is like completely off the wall. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Okay, back on track. My number 2, or my B, if you will, actually my A, is the late great Johan Johansson's work on the Mandy soundtrack. Does this appear on your list?
It does in a 2 spot earlier, further up the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so if you want to table it, we can.
Yeah, we'll table it for right now. But yeah, that's basically my number 10.
My number 9
Yeah.
is
Go ahead.
I don't know if it's the most recent, but I definitely, it definitely is one I just found out about not too long ago, and I've been listening to it, and it's actually kind of one of my favorites, but not that big because it is kind of a genre thing. But Happy Xmas by Eric Clapton. Clapton put out a holiday album. He does holiday standards and blues. Really great.
With you, well, I love to spend this Christmas sitting by the fire with you. I'm happy for the moment.
I love Eric Clapton. Like, it fits. It's like one of those.
We saw Clapton live. I don't know if we've ever talked about that.
Yeah, no, that was fun. And he did not play a single song that you would want him to play as a fan, but you would not. There's no.
He played everything but Layla.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, he didn't play that, and he played. Sorry, I misspoke. He didn't play Layla, but like he played Through My Father's Eyes, which I know Dad really likes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Off of Pilgrim, the album that
Yes.
they got me for Christmas one year. Before I really knew who Eric Clapton was, I just been like, oh, Clapton, that's cool.
Oh yeah, we were introduced to Clapton through that song. Weirdly enough,
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sure we had heard Cream and like some other stuff
Just didn't know it
prior.
was them.
And just yeah, but no, for a while he was the look into my father's eyes.
My father's eyes. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. But no, I mean,
When I look in my father.
Yeah. But it's like, but that night, he played blues standards and it was great, And the other thing I remember about that night is the Wallflowers opened for him and Dad was stoked, but he only knows one song. And I turned to Dad about halfway through and I was like, if this guy ever wants to like branch out, he could totally get a career as like a Bob Dylan impersonator. And Dad's like, yeah. And I don't think he realized that.
I don't think Dad has any idea.
No.
I really don't.
No. But it was fun. I was like, yeah, okay. And we were going to go back like a week later and see Bob Seger, and then that didn't happen. And I don't know if he's touring anywhere close anymore. I think this is supposed to be his last one. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But if he comes anywhere close, I'm going to try and get tickets if it's still going. I don't know if it is or not.
All right.
But, yeah. So that was my number 9. Happy Xmas.
Clapton's Christmas album.
Yeah, man.
One of your favorites of the year.
It is, dude. I promise. It's up. You got to just listen to it.
I'll give it a shot.
I mean, I'm a big blues fan.
We'll see if it goes toe to toe with Dylan's Christmas album from a couple of years back.
Okay, you can do a whole episode about that.
We sure could. Okay, my number 9, Rhododendron from Valley Maker. You'll recall, I think it's on our most recent. Yeah, it's the last episode you would have heard on the Music Ark feed.
What we've been listening to?
Yeah, I tried to give you a taste of this one, and you were not impressed. Yeah, exactly. So I'll throw in a different song here.
It might make me go back and listen to the whole damn thing.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what I would throw at you. So the 3 lead singles off of Rhododendron, which were released all prior. You could argue that the album's a little front-loaded. At least that was my impression the first time I went through it, but it definitely rewards repeat listens. And but yeah, I would probably we'll try Gavin out on Beautiful Birds Flying, one of the other singles. This is track 3 off of Rhododendron.
Off the light like I would an engine, walking through the night like I've gone missing from the place I live, missing from my brain, I guess. Looking for some good in another's hand, looking for a life I could understand. There's violence in the ways I live, violence in the way again. Even then you come in and I leave. Even in a dream I spun, even in the summer sun I could not run. Glistening nor faded, I'm sitting where it all began. I gave up on a promised land, but you were my friend, agent. Now I feel it, it's always slipping through my hands. It wasn't what I thought back then. Beautiful birds are flying, beautiful birds are flying. Circles in the sky, I'm finding my way with them.
All right, so
yeah, okay,
okay, yeah. You
I'll
don't
give it a
have to
listen.
play nice just because it's the end of the year.
No, I'll give it a listen. That one you played me. I mean, there's a lot to be said about your first interaction with something and like how you come about it.
For sure.
Like being forced to listen to Why all this whole year, I was like, all right. But then I played it. I was like, I kept an open mind for the first one. And so much so that like I found myself like singing along with all of Alopecia. And I was like, wait a minute, I know this. I'm one of these people now. And it was so funny because like, I don't know if I told you when I left, but I went to go say bye again. And I was like, hey, my friends are here. Like they've never heard it before. And he goes, oh, they were like you were 6 months ago. And I was like, yeah, man. You know, crazy, right? He's like, yeah, what'd they think? I was like, it's good. He's like, all right, great, man. Thanks for coming out. you know, and then that was a blast. I know we haven't talked about like the tour. We can get into that. Or
So
not the
wait,
tour,
you
but-
talked to him again?
Yeah.
When you guys, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause you
because-
guys stayed for a little bit longer.
Yeah, because I was trying to find their manager because like I want to say thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were meeting him, Sammy and Zan got beer, so I was like, well, I'll wait on them. And you know, I know you were just like, all right, I gotta go, I gotta get back. So, which I felt bad, but because I didn't really say bye, but I went by one more time and like tried to just say, hey man, I'm out of here, but it was good to see you again. So he was still going a mile a minute after all the interactions. He still looked like he could stand there for another hour and just be entertaining
Yeah,
people.
no.
So
That was so cool.
that was fucking dope.
Hopefully we'll get him on mic soon. He's currently on vacation in New York, but he assures me we'll do a phone call interview
Perfect.
very soon. So we'll talk about the live show in detail. Okay, so that is my number 9. Again, that's Rhododendron from Valley Maker. One of my favorite like working artists, Mr. Austin Crane. Love his voice. Definitely an acquired taste. I get people that don't necessarily go for it. I think the production has taken like a noticeable step up. Not that it was ever lacking on previous efforts, but arguably the best thing he's done so far. So check that out. Give it another shot, Gavin.
Of course.
This would be your number 8 if I am not mistaken.
My number 8 is Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone.
Oh God, not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob. Yeah.
You know what? That drop was worth it because it got a laugh out of Mr. Sunshine Mayfield.
Okay,
so
good.
much so that he texted me about it. He was like, whose idea was that? I was like, it was me, obviously. Like, yeah.
Good job.
That sounded really pretentious, but
Yeah.
I'm just like, who else was going to drop a Mad Men, like, audio clip into the episode?
I mean, if it was
Yes, that
Nate, it would have been Synergy. So
I mean, that would have been so awesome if he had done that, but I did it without even consulting him. Maybe he would have. I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see. Shout out to Nate, by the way. What's up, man? Hey, we're going to talk about you in just a second.
Yeah.
Go ahead. This is your turn.
Oh,
Where are we at?
No, I just said Post Malone.
Yeah, I was trying to just breeze
Breeze
right
right over
past
it.
old Posty. Give me a track.
I've
What are we
spoken
checking
about.
out?
I've told you Better Now, Psycho,
Those are off
Rockstar.
of this one?
Yeah, Better
I
Now,
thought
Psycho.
those songs were a little older. Okay.
I tell you, it's one of that end of the year shit, man.
When did this album come out?
2018.
What?
I don't know what month.
Okay.
This year, I know. Let's see.
I'll look it up. You just tell me tracks. Go ahead.
Ball from Me with Nicki Minaj, I did like. Other Side's pretty good. Stays all right. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's different. Again, there's a different reason for why I'm into this as opposed to anybody else from this genre. But for the most part, what month did it come out? No?
April 27th. He couldn't hit 420. Like, what was the problem, Post Malone?
What was? Maybe
Are
that's
you too
not
busy with your beer bongs? Like,
Maybe that's not what he's about, yo.
okay.
It was also on a Sunday, or no? Was it April?
We'll talk
20?
about
No,
two
it was on a
other-
Friday. That's weird. Yeah,
We'll talk about 2 other albums that came out on 420. Maybe it was just a crowded date, honestly.
Maybe
And
so.
He was like, I don't want to compete with something else that's going to show up. Maybe on your list, too. We'll see. Speaking of which, remind me, at the end of this, I got to share you Sunshine Mayfield's list. Because he gave me his top 10. And I actually
alright.
have that. But you got to help me remember.
I will.
We can't leave Mayfield out of the conversation.
Okay.
Because you may want to tear his list apart. What tracks are you giving me, man?
I
what
was
do you
sitting
want
there
me-
listening to, but yeah, no. If you want to play one, play Better Now. It's like my favorite off there.
We already played it on a previous
Fine, then
episode.
do
please
Psycho.
Okay, that would be your second choice.
Yes.
That's all I need to know, man.
Yeah.
I gotta know what to put in after the fact, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Damn, I ain't be going psycho. Lil' mama bad like Michael. Can't really trust nobody with all this jewelry on you. My roof look like a no-show. Got diamonds by the bolo. Come with the Tony Romo for clowns and all the balls. Oh, I ain't be going psycho. Lil' mama bad like Michael. Can't really trust nobody with all this jewelry on you. My roof look like a no-show. Got diamonds by the bolo. Don't act like you my friend when I'm rolling through my hands. Oh, you stuck in the friend zone. I time like 4, 5 to 5th. Ayy, 100 bins inside my short to chino the shit. Ayy, try to stuff it all in, but it don't even fit. Ayy, know that I've been with the shits ever since the jit. Ayy, I made my first million, I'm like, shit, this is it. Ayy, 34 walk through, man, we had that bitch lit. Ayy, had so many bottles, gave ugly girl a sip. Out the window of the Benz, so we get sitting in the rent. And I'm like, whoa, man, my legs so goddamn cold. Diamonds when my teeth are sore. I got homies, let it go.
I'm still not sold on him, you know, but
Maybe just listen to the album and see what you think. If you hate it after that,
I will give it a shot, start to finish, because honestly, maybe there's something there I'm missing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I will do that favor for you, bro.
I appreciate that. I will go back and listen to whatever the hell that was you just told me to.
Really? Rhododendron.
Rhododendron. Okay.
Yes, it's a type of plant, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
A flower. I don't know. I'm not a horticulturist.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, good job.
Okay. I was gonna say, do you want to force me? Is that going to be your revenge? You want to do Post Malone's albums? And then I looked, it's only got 2.
Yeah.
So, you know.
No, I got somebody else in mind. It's okay.
Right along. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is my number 8. I said we were going to talk about him. Hey Nate, this was your first appearance. My number 8 is Hitchens by Hussey, the solo project of Mr. Nathan Hussey. So as not to get extremely like awkward, I'm not going to like gush over it, but it's one of my favorite albums of the year. Again, spoiler alert. It's the first appearance. That means there's going to be a second.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I know what the second one is too.
Yeah. What do I want to Hitchens? I'm probably going to say Vacancy, which, if I'm not mistaken, is literally written about an episode of The X-Files, and that's why I love you, Nate. It's just listen to this.
I think he has listened to it before.
Yeah, no, obviously he has. I'm speaking to the listeners.
Oh, okay.
2 weeks and I'm fading out. I'm lonely, Dana, should I be around? Guess I stay put. Who's on mission? I've been missing you. Wonder how you're with your new friends. If you prefer it with you closed in, you're alright. No, you're all vacant, lovely basement heart. All that's left are the words. Does that change face to face? I'd rather be near your warmth. Then I could know you're okay. Know you're okay.
But yeah, this is Hussey's second full-length solo effort, and it's amazing. It's my number 8 of 2018. Let's just move it right along. Gavin, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is Big Red Machine by Big Red Machine.
Okay.
Also, have you heard the outro song on the soundtrack for Creed 2 by Bon Iver?
I heard it in the theater after I watched Creed 2
Okay, good.
with one Mr. Brendan Riley. I wish we had recorded a podcast.
Oh, God, that'd have been
afterwards.
great.
Yeah, because we did just sit in the parking lot and talk about it for like 30 minutes. And
That's why you just need a personal recorder and just like turn that sucker on.
Yeah, exactly.
Be great.
That was a great time. But yes, so I have heard it. Is that what you want me to play? That's not on this.
No, it's
too,
not.
is it?
That's what I hate. It's like that's labeled as Bon Iver, but it's just a short little
It's
1
just
minute
Justin
song.
Brennan.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah,
You played Gratitude before, so play. You can either do
this would be like my 19. I said I only listed to 18, but this would creep into the top 20.
You can literally play any of that.
I
one. It doesn't
enjoyed
matter.
this, but again, like there's a handful on my list that I feel like super strongly about.
Yeah.
And then there's some that I just like I went back to throughout the year and I really enjoyed. And that's pretty much it. And I'll continue to listen to them sporadically. But there was decidedly, I feel like, less like holy shit albums for me this year. And maybe that was the focus of like, you know, going back through all of Wise material and like focusing on old albums in general.
Oh, God, I'm so glad you said that.
I spent so much time on that
Yes.
that I felt like I spent so much of this year playing catch up on what was going on throughout the year.
I definitely did because
So I fully admit that like there's tons of stuff that just like breeze right past me, and that's why mine is that's like these are my favorites that I made it to. But there's so much stuff I'm going to be catching up on still.
Okay, so the other week when we did True Detective season 1, do you know what I listened to on the ride home?
What?
I listened to Business as Usual, the first Men at Work album from 1981-82. That's a fucking awesome album. Like just like one of like now I'm thinking about it, probably one of like my favorite ones from the 80s. Like there's so much other good shit on that album that no one's probably ever heard of. You could play it and be like, what new band is this? It's Men at Work. What? Yeah. Like, it's so brilliant. Like, that has been my year. Yes, you've exposed me to older albums. And there are new things that have come out that I've consciously been aware of. They're on the list. But for the most part, I don't really get into new music. Like, I mean, by the time you hear it on the radio, it's old news. Mm-hmm. So it's either somebody's podcast where they have a bit of music, something you've kind of thrown me in, which is really why I do keep wanting to do. I really want to keep this what we've been listening to shit going, because I'm going to find somebody in there that I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And of course, the other moment where I was like, hey, have you heard this? And it was right up your alley, that 70s song with me and Matthews.
Exactly.
Even mom told me, she's like, I love that.
Mom called me and asked me, she was like, now which one was that? Like, Shake It by Ian Matthews, obviously.
Yeah, because you knew all about it.
Well, no, now
it's one of your favorite songs.
Like I knew all about it. Yeah. Okay. All right. My number 7. This is my second tie. Controversial, possibly, tie.
Okay.
At my number 7 slot, I have both KOD from Mr. J. Cole, one of the aforementioned 420 albums, and I also have Kamikaze by Eminem, because as much as I may not like how much I like it, I fucking love that album, man. I really, really do. But juxtaposing that, J. Cole, who in the context of Kamikaze is one of the people that Eminem is cool with. He has no beef. He advocates for J. Cole. Okay. Mm-hmm. KOD, I wouldn't necessarily call it a concept album, but it is like one of the most cohesive rap albums I've heard in recent memory. It's all centered around a theme of basically him speaking to like the youth, and specifically how they're dealing with their problems, how they're processing all of this shit. You know, kids being put on prescriptions early on, and like, this is how you deal with your emotions, et cetera, as opposed to like navigating it in other ways that he might advocate for, et cetera, et cetera. It's an awesome album. Very few features, which is part of his thing. It's usually just him, top to bottom, and the beats kind of take a backseat to everything. Mm-hmm. Like, it's definitely a lyric-focused album, but it does have some very, very catchy numbers on there. And I'm just going to hit you with the title track, I guess, because you're looking at me like you haven't listened to this one.
This is what you call a flip. 10 keys from a car to brick. Bentley from his mama whip. KOD, he hard as shit. This is what you call a flip. 10 keys from a car to brick. Bentley from his mama whip. KOD, he hard as shit. This is what you call a flip. 10 keys from a car to brick. Bentley from his mama whip. KOD, he hard as shit. This is what you call a flip. 10 keys from a car to brick. Bentley from his mama whip. KOD, he hard as shit. I grew up only fuel to love. Remember, I got my first fuel to blood. I'm hanging out and they shoot up the club. My homie got pharmaceutical plug. I smoke the drug and they run through my vein. I think it's working, it's numbing the pain. Don't give a fucking on someone insane. Don't give a fucking on someone insane. At this shit daily. So much activists, I convince activists that they should pay me. A practice made perfect on practices, baby. A practice made perfect on practices, baby. Platinum is riding in back like Miss Daisy. Platinum this and I own message, bitch pay me. Y'all nigga trapping so let's go daisy. My nigga sell crack like it's back in the 80s. No, young nigga, he acting so crazy. He serve a few passes, he jacking Mercedes. He shoot at the police, he clapping old ladies. He don't give a fuck if them crackers gon' hang him. Bitches be asking what have you done lately. I stacked a few ends like my last name was shady. My life is too crazy, no ad to go play me. My life is too crazy, no ad to go play me. This is what you call a flip. 10 keys from a car to brick. Bentley from his mama whip. KOD, he hard as shit. This is what you call a flip. 10 keys from a car to brick. Bentley from his mama whip. KOD, he hard as shit.
Do you like J. Cole at all?
When
I'm admittedly like, I'm late to the party. People have been telling me for like the last 3 or 4 years, like Anthony Malveso, shout out if you're listening, I think was the first person who was like, you need to listen to this guy. Like, you know, he's going to be huge. And I think this was after like his first album had come out. And then he's kind of a local Southeast, like hometown hero, because he's from Charlotte, right? Or from North Carolina, at least. Because there's Forest Hills Drive, which is the first album that I was like, oh, okay, I dig this guy. This is right on that same level for me. I think Forest Hills Drive overall I still like better, but it's a really, really strong piece of just art and working around a central theme. Now juxtapose that once again with Kamikaze from Eminem, which is just a return to form that a lot of people maybe didn't want or weren't expecting or gunning for. but I think parts of this album are undeniable. Just like sheer skill of wordsmithery, whatever we want to call it, where you just like, it boggles the brain, some of the shit.
So, finger bang, chicken wang, EGK, Igazay, Lil Pump, Lil Xan, imitate Lil Wayne. I should aim at everybody in the game, pick a name. I'm fed up with being humble, and rumor is I'm hungry. I'm sure you heard rumblings, I heard you wanna rumble, like an empty stomach. I heard you mumbling, but it's jumbled and mumble jumbo. The era that I'm from will pummel you, that's what it's coming to. What the fuck you gonna do when you run into it? I'm gonna crumble you, and I'll take a number 2 and dump on you if you ain't joiner. If you ain't Kendrick or Cole or Sean, then you're a goner. I'm about to bring it to anyone in this bitch you want it. I guess when you walk into BK, you expect a Whopper. You can order a quarter pounder when you go to McDonald's, but if you're looking to get a porterhouse, you better go get revival. But y'all acting like I tried to serve you up a slider. Maybe the vocals should have been auto-tuned and you would have bought it. But saying I no longer got it cause you missed the line and never caught it, cause it went over your head because you're too stupid to get it, cause you're mentally retarded but pretend to be the smartest with your expertise and knowledge, but you'll never be an artist. And I'm harder on myself than you could ever be. Regardless, what I'll never be is flawless. All I ever be is honest. Even when I'm gonna say I brought it. Even when I hit my 40s like a fucking alcoholic with a bottle full of malt liquor, but I couldn't bottle this shit any longer. The fact that I know that I'ma hit my bottom if I don't pull myself from the jaws of defeat and rise to my feet. I don't see why y'all even started with me. I get in peace, my enemies die. I don't cease fire till at least all of the cease. I'm east side, never be caught slipping. Now you see why I don't sleep, not even a wink. I don't blink, I don't doze off, I don't even nod to the beats. I don't even close my fucking eyes when I sneeze.
And it's just to still have that reaction to something, it's gonna make my list. So
Yeah.
that's why it's here. That's my number 7, KOD and Kamikaze. The K's, man, it just fits together. There you go.
It totally works.
Okay, your number 6.
My number 6 is My Dear Melancholy. You can argue that it is an EP, not a full album, but I've already put Kid C's Ghost on here, so I want to put this on here because I listened to it a ton when it came out, to the point that I forgot that it actually came out this year, because everything by The Weeknd just seems to be like timeless. And most people, if you listen to it, you can kind of guess what it's about. Not going to spoil it. It has to do with women and breaking up, as always. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The Weeknd is the only artist that can make you single-handedly, hate having to deal with a stripper, but also love them at the same time. Like, he's just like, 1 minute he'll get you to be like, you're nothing but this and all you're here for is that, to let me take you out of this club and give you a better life. Like, it's all rolled into one. And it's that beautiful falsetto voice. That's all it is.
Okay.
But it's
I
definitely...
I had to look at this too, and I'm like, I do remember Call Out My Name was like pretty big single. Do we throw that on here, or did you have like another favorite on
what's the one it's like 2 tracks after that.
Wasted Times?
That one... Oh no, Try Me. That's what I like. Try Me was my favorite.
Okay.
Whoa, can you try me? Try me, try me, try me. Once you put your pride aside, you can know to find me, find me, find me, find me. You're the best I ever had, baby girl. Remind me, remind me. Let me know if it's on. You know where to find me. Having thoughts you never had. Yeah. I didn't know you were down for I'm finding out.
We'll throw that one on. I don't even know if I listened to it in its entirety, but I do remember it came out.
Yeah. I just love the transformation from, and I don't know what's in the works next, and I love it when we've talked about this, when people change up, like, not necessarily their image, but they do something completely, like, different at the height of what they're known for. Because you have him coming off of, like, the 50 Shades of Grey single he did, and Beauty Behind the Madness, switching it all up for Starboy. And this is kind of more of a return to the early Weeknd, but maybe with a little bit more learned technique and or material. So that's one of the reasons why I made it so high on my list. Okay. Plus, I fucking love The Weeknd.
Also, I'll shout it out here because I don't know that it'll get a shout out later on your list. But The Weeknd does appear on the Black Panther soundtrack with Mr. Kendrick Lamar. I have a question for you that dates back to last year's episode. Have you listened to Kendrick Lamar at all, like, in the span of this year after me yelling at you about him, like, all of last year?
I listened to him on that, and I can't remember the name of the other song that I really liked. I don't know if he was on or if it was his. I didn't bother to look. I couldn't tell, but who's the other one? Chance, the rapper. Started listening to him a lot more, too. I mean, I already was. I think he told me I could like both, so it was okay. But yeah, I started listening to Kendrick more. But
glad I could set that straight for you. Okay. I actually want to breeze right over my number 6 because I've never been more certain of crossover in my life, Gavin. And I don't want to step on your toes, so I'm not even going to say what it is. We can just move right along to your number 5.
We get out of the darkness and get back in. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good idea. My number 5. I don't know where this might land for you, but my number 5 is a little album called The Lamb. Have you listened to it? It's pretty dope. Pretty dope album, bro.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? Normally I would say table it, but we can talk about it right now. It's my number 4. Okay.
Almost Synergy.
Did listening to the album do it for you, or was it seeing her live?
Seeing her live made me want to go listen to it.
Okay,
it's
so this is literally in the last week that you've been like, oh shit, this is really good.
This has been playing, like, literally, if you look at it, I mean, it's here. There's a few others, but that's just because they're like Christmas songs that I want to listen to. And I don't want to listen to
songs and la 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 la.
Well, I mean, you got Christmas rapping, you got Kenny G's stuff, and
what if she put out a Christmas album? Would that make you happy?
Oh my god, dude, that'd be crazy. What if her and Clapton did a Christmas album?
We're making suggestions. Her and Clapton?
Yeah.
Her and Yoni, dude. It just makes sense.
Oh, dude, but I only have to say no fucking Baby It's Cold Outside covers. I don't want to hear that shit.
I don't even want to discuss that.
I would love to. You know what I would love to hear them do?
I thought we were going to be able to just have a nice top 10 year end.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with that. It's just because everybody does it. I don't want a duet. I want them to do.
I want originals. I don't. Yeah. No.
Yeah. No. I mean, no. I don't mind
Hanukkah
covers.
Songs in there too.
Yeah, Hanukkah. Like what? Hanukkah?
And then some secular stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I would totally love to hear her version of White Christmas and her version of
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
That
obviously.
Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. Okay. And Last Christmas. I think those would be great.
Okay.
They could just do that, and before the year gets out, that'd be great.
All right. I don't even know if this episode's going to be out before the year
is
out.
But no, like seeing it, listening to it live, and like hearing them play live, I was like, I have no idea who these people are. I've never heard them before in my life, but I've never felt like so in the moment and like just deeply feeling everything at once. I don't know if it was because I had my friends and my brother and we were in a different city and we were seeing a band that we had been talking about and it was the anticipation. I don't know if it was whatever that whiskey was I drank, or it might just be the fact that she has a fucking amazing voice, amazing stage presence, and those guys backing her up can, you know, I put them up there with the best of them. So I turned to them. I was like, you know what I really want to do? And they're like, what? I was like, I really wish I could just go buy this thing, but I'll wait because I didn't have any cash. I mean, I didn't get to actually buy an album there. But I told them, I was like, I'm gonna listen to this shit as soon as like I have a chance because I was driving people, so I didn't get a chance to like sit with it by myself in my car like I always do. So it's the reverse because normally like I'll hear, like I've said before, I'll hear an AFI album and I'm like, all right, whatever. Then I go see it live and it clicks. In this case, it was, oh, this shit's good. Hearing the album, I'm like, oh wow, okay. All right, I can dig it. So, yeah.
Again, that's my number 4. We've played Destroyer already on our previous episode, actually. So if you were to shout out another one, you can call it. Or
what would you put out if it were you?
It's close to the end. I just don't want to mess up the track name.
I like Dove.
I think it's When You Die.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
There's one of them that ends with the chorus. It's Keep My Friends Safe Now and Always. That whole section.
Yeah.
It's my favorite moment on the entire album. that's either the second to the last or the very last track. Excuse me for not knowing in the room. But yeah, she's going to be on another solo tour first part of the year. I don't know if she's coming like anywhere nearby, but if you're down, we should go.
She's someone I would love to talk to.
Yes, and that, honestly, that's the best byproduct, like, musically speaking, of the whole Y experience, is, like, mainly, she was in the ether already because, like, Yoni's podcast and, like, hyping up the album, the singles are dropping, but I think it was Dawood who was the first person who had, like, mentioned that single specifically, Destroyer, which I think was the first single, and that, like, tipped me off to it. So then when it came out, like, I was actually waiting for it and listened to it like the day it dropped, start to finish. And then, as I mentioned before, I took it out on a bike ride and I was like, this is it, man. I'm gonna be listening to this
those
album,
sweet trails,
like, over and over. Yes, those sweet trails for days,
bruh.
Trails for days. Oh God.
All right, so you want me to go to
yeah. So we're gonna have some crossover. I'm pretty excited. I was not expecting this one. This was a nice little surprise.
Yeah, no,
because you reacted favorably on the previous episode, but we didn't talk about her set at all. Like after the show, because we were just like talking about
to the point that
we were like trying to go run off and meet Yoni like very quickly because I again had to drive back 4 hours after that.
Yeah,
show.
and like I to the point that like when I went back and listened to this, I remember like, oh yeah, Noah did play me this on what we've been listening to. And that's what stuck for me. I was like, okay, I know this because I remember hearing it then and being like, what is this? And you're like, oh, they're going to be on tour. And it didn't register with me that like that's who was going to be there, just because it was so much of get off work, get your ass up to Asheville, get to the show as soon as you can. And of course I beat all you guys there. So, anyway. Do you want me to go to my number 4?
If you squinted your eyes just right, did you think you were like in an episode of Twin Peaks: The Return and you're at the Roadhouse and there was like a weird
don't
indie
even get me fucking
I know that's
started.
Why you liked it so
yes,
much.
that is why. For all I know, they could have been like on a scrapped episode, or they could be on the very last episode that was shot that no one knows about, that they're going to randomly drop next year. That's going to tie everything up perfectly to where we need no more answers to Twin Peaks questions.
Dude, that's the Christmas album I want.
What's that?
Yoni can produce it. La 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 and David Lynch. Christmas album.
La 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 Lynch.
La 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 Lynch.
Boom.
La 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 Lynch. La 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 La. Yeah. Glad we got there.
There we go.
Okay. Where are we at, man?
My number 4?
I believe so.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, because your number
that was your number 5.
Yeah, you said this was
my number 4 is The Lamb. Mm-hmm. So we gotta do my number 5, man. What are you doing?
Oh, you said your number 5 you're gonna skip right over.
No, my number 6 I skipped right over.
Oh.
All
right. You're flipping the script, bro. All right, so give me your number 5.
You don't get it? It's untitled, baby.
Oh,
it doesn't have a title. It's the latest from Me Without You. It's called Untitled.
Oh.
I've always enjoyed Me Without You. I was introduced to them by what?
I've always enjoyed Me Without You. They're one of those band names you're like, all right, there's so many things you can do with that name that you're just.
I really wasn't even trying to make a joke. But okay. I've been a fan from a distance, if you will, for a number of years now. I was introduced to them on tour with the band that shall not be named on this podcast. And I actually met Aaron Weiss, the lead singer, like afterwards while I was waiting out back. Super nice guy. A little bit of, you could tell it was like, that dude's an artist. He's a little weird, but I like that guy.
Yeah.
And so at a distance, I've enjoyed like songs here and there off of their albums. And I've tried to go through and like give them their proper due. This was the first one that literally like kind of floored me start to finish, where I was just like, holy shit, they did it. I love everything about how it's produced, and a band that is usually very, very lyrically heavy. And I mean, heavy in terms of subject matter, but also heavy in terms of just sheer amount of lyrics. It's very verbose, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. All just within the production, that kind of takes a backseat to the instrumentality and the musicality. And it's so loud, dude. Like from the time you turn it on, the opener just like hits so hard. And then I think the lead single they have right now off of it is Julia, and I forget the subtitle, but that's the one I'm going to play here.
Holy to the Lord on the bells of horses, safely on the shore we sank like stones, to the bottom of a made-up ocean. Standing on the lake shore, Julia, silent as a seashell, Julia, magnet of the elk pork, Julia, laid down on the temple floor. Send a couple rats, said Julia, I'd have done the same thing to you. Coffee and a milk, now Julia, who do you think needs you more?
I think probably the most quote-unquote approachable, but it is one of the best, like, heavy indie post whatever. I don't even know what you want to call it, but it's them. It's the honing of a lot of instincts you've seen across their discography, but really just, like, also pushing forward into something else. Like, it feels like this is the turn of a page, but almost, again, to the point where, like, they don't even quite know what it is, so it's untitled. Okay. So, I don't know how you feel about them in general. I encourage you to check it out. I think this one will at least get you on board. Yeah.
All right. Well, I will add that to the list.
Okay, so now we can go to your number 4.
My number 4 is the Halloween 2008 soundtrack. One of my favorite soundtracks of the year.
All right.
The favorite soundtrack of the year, because there's no other soundtracks. But yeah.
I mean, I guess this is my number 20, actually. I made my full 20.
Yeah.
We finally got there. I don't know why I didn't necessarily think of this one. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I guess it's partly, the fact that it is based on a lot of pre-existing material. Obviously, it's new and it's amped up and it's revamped.
Mm-hmm.
And it had some stunners, like, is that what we want to play?
Of course we do.
The Shape Haunts Alice.
Yes.
Now, that one, I will let us play again. Let's do that right now. And see, I played the whole thing.
If only it's so short. Yeah. But I mean, just because, and we said it before, and we've talked about Halloween to death this year, but one, because we weren't responsible for all the renaissance of John Carpenter Halloween, but that moment in the theater where we both just looked at each other and we were like, oh, fuck yeah, this is a Halloween movie. Like, we get it, like that equal moment where, like, both of us understood exactly what was going on. And it was only for a brief little bit, but that sequence is great. The song's great. The whole album's great, even though it's, touching on things that have been, already established before. But it is, it's a piece of Carpenter's work. Had he done a Lost Themes 3 or another anthology, I would have been just as much on board with that. But, I had to go Halloween.
All right, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hate on it. I love it. We always got it. We got to keep it Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're here, man. That's how it all started.
Indeed.
Here on the Ark. Okay.
Here on the Ark.
Dude, we're on an Ark. Do you not read the episode descriptions?
Yeah, I do.
We're on an Ark. Dude, the whole studio's on an Ark.
I got it.
I'm totally kidding, dude. It's not a thing.
Wait till we're like 5 years in and we're like, we're on an Ark in space.
In space. Side note, though. that is a future goal. I would like to have a giant boat where all we do is record podcasts.
It'd be like the Lethal
Out in
Weapon
international waters where anything could happen.
Pirate radio. Yeah, that'll work. We'll just move to Florida and we'll just go out in the Gulf.
Yeah, we'll just sit out there and record. Dude, I am down. Okay. Yeah. My number, Trey, is that where we're at? Again, my number 4 was The Lamb by La 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 La. My number 3, possible crossover? Don't know. It's Casual High Technology from Wahada. Hey, Murph.
Hey, Murph. What up? What up, bro?
He came to hear about Wahada, dude. Not on your list?
I thought he was hoping we had the new Cat Stevens record. I'm sorry. That's terrible. That's the only thing I could come up with.
Wait, is there an artist named Murph? We should think about Murphy. Come on.
He was hoping we were reviewing Murphy's Law from back in, what is it?
We should have stuck with Cat
Murphy
Stevens,
Lee,
dude. Whatever. Okay,
Murphy Lee from like Nelly and okay. Anyway, yeah. Go ahead.
Not on your list.
It is tangentially but it's one of those I didn't add because I know you.
You're like, oh, electronic. I don't want to seem like I'm samey.
No, like I know Noah was going to have this on his list, and there are other things. I have one gem coming up that I think you
don't know about
at all, and you're going to be like, "What the hell?" And I think you're going to love it so much. I'm going to play you a song in the room.
Fair enough. But real quick, we've played a handful of songs off of Casual High Technology, but right now this is a shout out to my lovely girlfriend Veronica. This is probably our personal favorite. This is Let Me Come to Your Party.
So many Italian boyfriends. I'm trying to born this thing. As I hang with your boyfriend, I wasn't wondering then. I used to go to the gym, yeah. I used to cheat with my friends. I got a little excited. I had to do it again. I'm about to tell you the first time. You gotta tell me the last. And every time that I see you, you ain't got one glass. I gotta tell you the first thing. You gotta tell me the last. What the stuff in the middle? Yo, man, I'll pass. We got things in our mind that I can't even put myself down. All those people always walking around like they is clowns. I get the day as a day, but then the night hits a night, and I got more than I can find. No, yes, I get you. Let me come to your party. 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 Let me show you how it's done. Let me come to your party. Let me come to your party. Let me come to your party. Let me show what it's all about.
Bafusa. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Bafusa.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's a great driving album. I go back to it like throughout the year. When did this one drop?
Did you listen to it like 3 times driving back from Y? Is that what it was?
I listened to it once driving back from Y, and I listened to another album that's going to get mentioned here in just a minute or two. Yeah, it came out in May. I don't know when I got turned on to it. We went down like a Reggie Watts rabbit hole earlier in the year because we like Comedy Bang Bang is one of those things we throw on in the background that we've seen like a billion times, but we just like rewatch the old episodes. And we were watching some of his stand-up specials, and then like I don't know where I saw it first, but it was like Wahada. Like, okay, he's doing music under this thing now. And then go throw it on, just expecting like more fun, like Reggie Watts. And I was like, this is the best electronic album I've heard in like a long time.
Yeah.
And again, we talked about it. It gives me that like late 80s, early 90s, like slightly Euro influenced R&B,
drum
like,
machines,
all of that stuff. But at the same time, it sounds like brand new.
Yeah.
Like it just, I really hope they keep making music together specifically because it is a distinctly different flavor than just Reggie with the soundboard and everything.
Yeah.
What John Tejada brings to it is it's like a match made in heaven, dude. I love these guys together. That's my number 3, Casual High Technology from Wahada. Your number 2.
No, it's my number 3.
Excuse me.
My number 3 is Take Good Care by the Revivalists. It's their new one.
Okay.
I mentioned them a long time ago, as in part of what I've been listening to. But
it was just September, man. Does it feel like that long ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does. I will shout out all my friends.
I can't get a hold of myself, breaking all the rules, playing games with my health. My love said I've gone off the rails, but I know it's okay, 'cause I do it so well. I'm in my 20s, living reckless, so turn the hourglass over and let's wreck this. It's a brand new world, I got a brand new heart, and every day I make a brand new start. I'm in my 20s, not in a hurry, I got a bulletproof chest so you can hurt me. It's a brand new world, I got a brand new heart, and every day I get a brand new start. All my friends take good care of me. Wherever I go, they bring me home when I got no place to be. All my friends take good care of me. They give me high, they're on my side as far as I can see, yeah.
Oh No is still my favorites. The opener is really good too. I talked about it at length. I love the sound. I love the vibe. What I think of when I hear this band, all of it just kind of flows together. I mean, I listened to it 2 or 3 times when, just when it dropped, and then whenever it's, it's just there. It's on my, like, sometimes I have a playlist of just like their top maybe 10 between the stuff they put out that I'll throw on and drive to, and I can sing along to everyone. It's fucking great. I love it.
Again, I'll add it to the list. This is another one that, like, you've mentioned it a handful of times. Mm-hmm. I admittedly still have not given them a shot.
This was a nice surprise too, because when I realized this was new this year, I was like, for some reason I thought it was 2017.
I love when you realize a band that you like or you've recently gotten into all of a sudden has a new thing that you didn't know about. Like, you find their old songs and it's like, oh, they got a new album and it's actually good. What?
Yeah.
So, all right, The Revivalist. I'm making a side list as I check mine off of things I need to check out from Gavin. My number 2, here we go. Hey Nate, just one more time. My number 2 is No Bouquet from All Get Out. Neck and neck with my number 1, to be quite honest with you. And I toiled for a long time over this, but this is how it shook out. Again, I feel weird, like, going into... Did you listen to this one?
Yeah.
Not on your list?
Listen, I think I've said it before. I'll say it again. I love Nate. I love Erica. And I love the music he puts out, simply for the fact that it allows me the ability to view him in a completely different light than I ever have. I think I've said it before. I watched him on stage. I'm standing behind him, and I'm watching this sea of children just going ape shit over this. I'm 30, okay? They were all...
but they're not like 13-year-olds.
All right, fine. Yeah. They're young adults, okay? 18-year-old. They were old enough to get into New Brooklyn. I get it, but they looked a lot younger than me. Maybe they were my age. I don't know. But there's a sea of people that are screaming back these lyrics at this guy who I know from waking me up by farting on my pillow at spring break, okay? Like, it's such a weird disconnect, and that's the same thing. You don't want to talk about it because you don't want to seem like you're all gushy over something that, like, someone you personally know that's been a lovely addition to helping us with these episodes. Who's literally a lifesaver, if you want to call him that. Like,
who's literally editing this
right now. Yeah. So, it's not that I don't want to put it on there to, like, I want to take Nate down a peg or two. 2 albums in a year. What's he thinking? Don't remember where you came from, brother. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. The stuff is great. Is it if Nate makes an electronic album, guess what? It's number 1 on my list because that's where I'm at right now. Next year, I may be like, you know what? Just let me give it another shot. Not that it's bad, but I'm going to listen to it again in a different context of being 31 years old. And it may speak to me in a different way because that's the beauty of music. It doesn't have, like I just said, Men at Work. If I listened to that when I was 18, it wouldn't have mattered. But now, Men at Work matters to me as a 30-year-old man leaving your house late at night, having a 2-hour drive home to Columbia.
How did we get here?
I don't know, but, like, that's the beauty of it. We have to we have to find something.
Here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. So I won't say anymore. I'm just going to play.
Love you, Nate.
Love you too, Nate. Just going to play my favorite. This is First Contact.
I remember first contact was found in a bad way. Woke up in the forest, in a bed of branches and leaves. Confused over nothing. You don't have to be this way. Most stay in the dark room. I'd rather be clean. The first time I felt it, we could be poor and happy. And if the first should change, I'd rather give it away. Finally a real routine, I don't wanna ever leave. Shake all the hate away, that could be me any day.
Okay. It's the big finale, right? You're number one?
No, my number 2.
Excuse me. I keep fucking this up.
I want to play this for you, and I just want you to listen, and I want you to see if you can guess who the artist is, and if you, well, fuck, I'm just gonna play it. This is his first album.
When did this happen?
I don't know what month, but it came out this year, and it is amazing.
Hold the phone. No, literally, like, hold your phone. Okay.
I found this, and I was just blown away, because we all know, if you don't know who I'm talking about, it's Tim Capello, the original Sexy Sax Man. After all these years, has released Blood on the Reed, his first. I don't even know if you can call it like his album, because it's a bunch of covers. He even has his own cover of I Still Believe. It's the second song on the album.
What?
Yeah, this is what I was waiting for, dude. How did you miss it? How did I miss it? I should have known this was coming, but I didn't.
It came out in April?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I know, right?
No, it came out in July, excuse me. Whoa. This changes things.
I put a spell on you. I Still Believe. Only You. Maybelline. Take Me to the River. Highway 61.
Well, I'm going to go spend some time with this album after we're done recording this episode.
You
and
should.
I'll decide what we put in. This is an interesting development.
This is what I wanted. I knew there would be one you wouldn't know. Oh.
Blood on the Reeds. What?
Yeah.
All right, man. Good old Tim Capello.
I mean, you got to think about it. All those years, you know, he does a call song. He does a cover of the call song, but I Still Believe is one of theirs. In Lost Boys. Next thing you know, he's in the stratosphere. He's playing for Tina Turner. He's backing up these other people. He's all lathered up, sexy saxophone guy before anybody else was doing it. And he never puts out his own thing. And then I don't know if this got Gunship involved or if Gunship asked him to do that and it led to something and then Gunship just waited to release theirs. But I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say it. 2018 is the year of the Sexy Sax Man.
Sax is back.
The sax is back.
The sax is back.
Yes, that's it.
All right.
What's your number one?
My number one is Vide Noir from Lord Huron. Oh, God, dude. I have listened to this album easily 35 plus times. Not even kidding.
Have you played me anything from it?
Yes, I have, actually. back in September.
Is that the one with the nice music video that I liked? That reminded me of like Buddy Holly from the Weezer, and it was just like a...
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I completely forgot the name, and I've been meaning to ask you what it was.
Interest to you?
What?
Dad likes Lord Huron.
What?
Okay, and spoiler alert, I don't know when he's listening to this, if he's listening to this. I got him this album for Christmas because he knows their prior stuff and he digs them.
Wait, how does he know their prior stuff?
Dad's like all up on like some music.
Yeah, Chris Stapleton and Los Lonely Boys. That's it.
Los Lonely
and
Boys
Marty Stewart. That's it. I don't know anything else that he knows. We don't talk. I get it. You're the music child. I'm the sports kid. I get it.
I don't know if him and Dallas talk. I don't know if he like has Sirius in the car or whatever. And
he
like
does.
Okay, that's what it is. I think it's the random radio stations and stuff.
He snaps me every morning of the great songs he's listening to. I get a morning snap every day.
I don't know how they came up in conversation, but we were talking about it on the phone, and I said Lord Huron at some point, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I know them." I was like, "What?
What?"
And then I asked him, I was like, "Have you listened to this album Vida Noir that came out earlier this year?" And he was like, "No, I don't think so." He's like, "That one doesn't ring a bell." And so we pieced together that like he'd only heard the first two albums, which are very like folksy country blues.
That
like,
makes sense.
But very like expansive and like super well produced, and they're great like story songs. But a lot of like deep musicality in there too. Like it was like these guys are screaming to like do a little bit more. This album is just start to finish. First of all, it's a concept record of sorts, and there are very few albums that manage to communicate a journey the way that this one does. Like you really feel like you've gone through something in the course of it. There's moments that echo throughout the album, lyrically and musically speaking, like little moments that will reference songs that you heard like 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. And it is just this beautifully conceived, cohesive piece of art. And I love every single thing about it. But the main thing is something that I talked about with Me Without You. The vocals here, because they are mixed, if I'm not mistaken, by the lead singer. I think he produced all of this, which was like a first time thing. He's very not precious about them. So there are moments where he's like, no, I want the guitars to fucking like explode right here. Like if you're listening to this in headphones, I want you to get scared sort of thing. And he's not afraid to just kind of like put his vocals in the back seat. And it's that kind of like attention to detail. And it's like, it feels like an album that it's like, did you pluck this out of thin air? Like, how did you make all of these individual choices and make them so perfectly? Because it feels so just like you knew exactly what you wanted to do straight through. It feels so like well thought out. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was like a lot of heavy editing and like stuff. I have no idea. I haven't researched the making of the album. I don't know much about the band and the individuals as a whole, but this took them from, oh, I like those guys and I like Strange Tales is the previous album, and then I forget the name of the first big one that had To the Ends of the Earth, which was like the first big single. It was in a bunch of ads, kind of broke them big initially. But for a band that like could have just continued on the same track they had been doing to do something that I feel like is this off the beaten path for them and what they would expect, it's one of the closest things to like just a classic mid to late 70s psychedelic like rock album. It's like, it's amazing, dude. I want you to listen to it so we can talk about it more. I'm struggling to like pick a favorite track to throw at you.
I'll listen to it on the ride home.
But if I gotta pick one, I'm gonna go with The Balancer's Eye. It's towards the back half of the album. I could literally cherry pick pretty much any song off of it to play for you right now, but that's the one I went with. Yeah, that's Vide Noir from Lord Huron, my favorite album of 2018. One that skyrocketed to just like one of my favorite albums in recent memory. I was truly floored by this thing. I know some people were just kind of, I didn't see it on a lot of like year-end lists. I didn't really see a lot of mentions of it. It did get positive reviews when it came out, but I was completely bowled over by it. I fucking love this record. So let's move right along. We got to talk about your number one, which I'm hoping is my number 6. Otherwise, this is going to get really awkward to backtrack.
Well, what's your number 6?
What's your number 1?
What the hell am I feeling?
You've totally fucked it up, but yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
and it is dark all day. Like, it's fucking dark all day, man. Why would it not be? It's electronic. It's gunship. It's vampires.
It's vampires.
I mean, it is. No,
I'm not going to hate on you at all. I kind of expected this. That's why I, again, didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was going to be near the top. I didn't know if it was going to crack the number 1, but there you go.
I mean, it's one of those, it is the, like you just said, you, and you'll edit out that terrible trying to sing because it's terrible. It is this year's, holy shit, the people I like put out something new and I didn't know about it because I had no idea it was even a thing until you sent me the video. And I like looked at the video for 2 seconds and then I realized, wait a minute, this is a whole new album. What? And I listened to it for 3 days straight after I put it on my iTunes Music or Apple Music. And yeah, When You Grow Up Your Heart Dies, beautiful. Probably my second favorite on there.
Probably my second favorite song of the year.
Yeah.
Or maybe my favorite song of the year. But maybe not the song of the year.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
But they've just, I mean, I randomly found out about them. I think I explained this a while ago, just through Facebook. They posted something about a claymation video and I looked and I was like, wait a minute, I like this. Got the album and I've been a fan since. I really hope that they do some type of tour somewhere close, even if it's, a big arena like Atlanta or Jacksonville or anywhere close within a couple hours. I will go see them. I've never been to like an electronic show before. I'm pretty sure it's just instruments, drum machines, and like visual effects. But I would love to see them live.
No, that would be amazing. Yeah. I don't know that will ever happen. In the States, especially in the Southeast, but we'll see. I don't know. That would be cool.
I mean, I went to like a rave paint party thing outside of the Tin Roof in Columbia a long time ago.
I'm sure gunships.
That's what I'm thinking, man. Like, no, because like I don't know who was there. It was just DJs. It was just EDM stuff. But like theoretically, somebody from that band could have been there at that time as another person, as their own act, and decided I'm not going to do the whole like push a button Skrillex thing. I'm going to actually like make music.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing I love about them. That is not, it's not just one dude pressing a button on a laptop. It's actual, machines, instruments, music, all being created by this band. And, the people they get to guest on their albums are great. I mean, I can't remember the two on the first one, but like, we've talked about them already, Tim Capello coming in to do the sax on that song, Dark All Day, the title track.
Which also features Indiana.
Yes.
Artist I'm not
no idea who she is, but you know what?
She sings a good hook.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We've played Dark All Day. We've even played When You Grow Up Your Heart Dies.
Play their cover of Time After Time.
We can. Maybe the song I'm least crazy about on the whole album, if I'm honest with you, just because
everybody's done it.
Everybody's done a cover, and none of them are as good. They never are.
Quiet Drive's a close second for me.
It's one of those that should not be touched, dude.
Really?
Some Cyndi Lauper is sacred. I'm just saying, dude.
What about She Bop? Would you cover that?
Sure. Yeah. No, it's totally fair game. Like, girls just want to have fun. Totally fair game.
Because it's a cover.
Time After Time is iconic, dude. Like, It doesn't need to be fucked with. The production is perfect. Her voice is perfect. Like, I get why people want to try.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways.
You don't jump in the ring with Ali because you think you can box. I get it.
They did a good job. I don't hate it. It's not like atrocious or anything.
It fits for what the rest of that album is, and the nostalgia factor, especially with the video for
absolutely.
When you're
it
fits perfectly.
You've got Artemis and Parzival, which is literally a Ready Player One thing. Which I'm like, was this on the soundtrack? Did you guys plan it to coincide with the movie? Did you just write it because you're fans of the book? Like, I didn't even know. But there's also a cool video for that one. Honor Among Thieves, I really like.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And the Drone Racing League is just some great like driving synth, like kind of what you want from this sort of album. So we could throw any of those on here, but like let's just. You want to play Dark All Day again?
Yeah, dude. Let's just play Dark All Day.
Title track. All right, listen to this for a bit. Number one in both of our hearts. We both love this album.
Yeah.
Totally. But yeah, it's my number 6.
I mean, can we...
It's my number 6. It's my 6th favorite.
Like, if we're collectively doing like an Ark thing, how many other people are we the only two that like dig this?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't gotten word from Mayfield. But speaking of which, maybe we should check his list. Because I don't know. Maybe it's not in there. Okay. So... while I am getting that ready, why don't you shout some... Well, no. Let's do his list before we do any honorable mentions.
Well, no, it's not honorable mentions.
Just so we don't...
Well, no, while you're getting his list up, I can tell you that I wanted to put the Missing Man EP on here, but it is an EP, so I wasn't going to. And then, of course, I said This Is America, like my favorite single that doesn't have an album. If he had put out an album with all the other stuff he had going on this year, that would have definitely been there.
All righty. Here we go.
Don't just... Tell me you're reading it from 10 to 1. You don't have to put the number in front of it. Okay. So we're starting from 10. Just go with it.
It just sounds so weird to just list off a bunch of things.
All right.
I'll do it very smoothly.
All right.
I think I've gotten pretty decent at this.
Well, let's see.
Okay.
Let's test your metal right now.
Okay. This is Mr. Sunshine Mayfield's top 10 favorite albums of 2018. At the 10 slot, he has Going Gray by the Front Bottoms. At the 9, Sun Machine by Rubble Bucket, an album that I really liked, and I'm kind of regretting that I forgot to put it on my top. God damn it. Yeah, no, Sun Machine was really good. Okay. At his number 8 was Senses Fail with Is There is light, it will find. If there is light, it will find you. His phone auto-corrected, unfortunately, but I figured it out. At number 7, he had Janelle Monáe's Dirty Computer. Made a lot of year-end list. Honestly, have not listened to it, so I can't have it.
I like her in covers or like feature spots.
Okay, duly noted. At the number 6 slot, okay, some crossover. He had KOD from Mr. J. Cole. That was at my 7. Number 5, Screaming Females, All at Once. This is an album he turned me on to. This definitely made my top 15, I believe. We'll check the list.
Wait. Is it the band
the
name?
album is the album is All at Once by the band Screaming Females.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because you said Screaming Females all at once,
Yeah,
and
I
that
flipped
sounded
it around
terrible
on you. I'm sorry. Okay.
It just sounded like a bad day if you're at work.
Number 4 is Everything Is Love by the Carters.
Okay.
I like that video. I enjoyed the few singles I heard. Did not listen to it start to finish. Gotta throw that out there.
Oh, wait, is that the...
Beyonce and Jay-Z.
You said the Carters, and I instantly thought like the Carter 5 you were talking about the other day.
No, that's The Carter.
Are they...
Not The Carters.
So is Lil Wayne related to Jay-Z somehow? If they have the last name, last name, or what?
Not that I'm aware of.
All
I'm sure
right.
he wishes he was, but no.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to be?
Yeah. At the number 3, the album Care For Me by Saba. An album I have not gotten to. He raved to me about it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mayfield. Haven't gotten to it yet.
By who?
By Saba.
The White Ranger's dagger from Power Rangers?
Goddamn right.
He put out an album?
He sure.
No, that's the Dragons.
Yeah, you messed it up, man.
That's-
Saba was the White Ranger. So
But he talked. And
we
I'm not,
had that thing. We had that toy.
Yeah, we had the bootleg
You were
Japanese
totally,
version.
dude. He's gonna be so pissed. He's like, dude, I put a lot of thought into my top 10, and your fucking brother just chirp, 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 chirp,
Chirp, chirp, chirp. Chirp, 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 chirp.
just a chicken. Chirp, 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 chirp. Okay, yeah, we really took it off the rails, didn't we? Okay, number 2, Synergy, No Bouquet by All Get Out. You could have put it on yours, and it would have been the Collective Sites number 1, even though that might be controversial or a compromised opinion or some shit like that. Okay, and number 1, it's untitled, dude. Just fucking get the
okay,
joke.
I get it.
Okay?
All
There
right,
is no
fine.
title. It's even in parentheses, so I can't. There's no word there. You know.
If you'd have just started humming,
I should have been like, by me without you.
you could have just like started humming the untitled boom, 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 but you don't talk about that, man. So it's fine. I get it. Great list,
collectively. I thought we made a,
We made a pact.
I guess.
Yeah.
Wait till I get Tim Niles on the phone. He's got huge opinions about that whole issue.
Oh, really?
We should talk about it sometime.
We should.
Not this episode.
No, definitely not.
Let's take out this year on a good note.
Yeah. Because my God, has that been the note of 2018? Yeah. No, I'm excited for 2019. I'm hoping that a lot of people that I want to make music will make music. But again, they don't owe me anything.
okay.
They don't have to.
I do want to do honorable mentions and stuff.
Okay.
But I have a question for you about 2019. But before we do that, real quick, I'm just going to read you off basically the rest of my list. My number 11 would have been, or is, Heaven and Earth by Kamasi Washington. Did you listen to this at all?
No.
It's like a 2.5 hour modern jazz epic, dude. It's crazy. It's occurring to me, I should get this for Dad for Christmas. He can't hear me if I whisper. I don't know if he's listening to this. Hopefully you're hearing this before Christmas, but I don't know. It might be closer to New Year's. My number 12, All at Once by Screaming Females. Made my list. Little Dark Age by MGMT. I had this at my 13 slot. I know you like them a bit. This is the strongest outing since Oracular Spectacular, dude. You need to give this one a shot. I'm not saying it's Oracular Spectacular. I'm just saying it's the strongest since.
So I will say this. I did go back and look at stuff that was released, and everything that was on my list was not on anything, like even Wikipedia's list of stuff that came out. Only like 3 of those albums were listed on there. Regardless, pretty much I definitely like wanted to get there because I was like, maybe this album from MGMT will be what I've been looking for since the first one.
I think
and if you're telling me it is, I'll definitely check it out.
I think it could be that for you, so I encourage you to. My number 14, Death of a Party Girl by TV Girl. Have I ever talked to you about TV Girl? Be right up your alley. We'll talk about it off mic. I'll play you some stuff. But
Okay.
that was a big summer album for me. All of their albums are very summery. I don't think it's as good as maybe French Exit, which I think was 2 albums ago, but still, as far as this year's concerned, it was one of my favorites. Number 15 is actually number 7, or just 7, by Beach House. It was their 7th full length. It's called 7. There you go. Number 16, another Dawood Nadurath shout out, Be the Cowboy by Mitski. This made a lot of year-end top 10 lists. I would have had zero awareness of it if it were not for Mr. Dawood Nadurath telling me about it like midway through the year. He was like, yeah, this is one of my favorites. You should check it out. Very, very strong album. I actually think, if I end up going with this retroactively, it'll make sense. I think you're going to hear a little bit of Mitski in the opener of this episode, because the opening song, Geyser, is like a perfect intro to this episode, actually. Okay, and at my... Oh, god damn it, my notes went off. There we go. My number 17 is actually from Y. Did you know Y put out an album this year?
No, what is it?
Live at Third Man Records.
Oh.
It's fantastic. It's a nice little medley of... I think everything's touched on. I think every album gets a little bit of love. Definitely check it out. I don't have the set list in front of me, but my number 18 was M3 by DJ Jazzy Jeff.
What?
You would dig this as well. Very like solid old school hip hop album. Fantastic beats. Like he's doing his thing. And there's some pretty awesome features on there, man. You should definitely check it out.
No, I definitely will.
It's, I guess, the third and final part in a series he's done over the last several years. But yeah, he's like super accomplished producer and solo guy, but just nobody really talks about it, apparently. I kind of discovered that this year, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't realize he had this much output, but really strong. So yeah, M3, DJ Jazzy Jeff.
It is it's kind of sad that there is a generation of kids who are going to grow up only knowing him as being the guy that gets thrown out of the mansion in the Fresh Prince. Like he was like
way to go, right?
Oh, yeah, right. But I mean, it's nice that, the last time that Uncle Phil tossed him out the house, he tossed him right into getting back into his illustrious music career, because we all know they were a thing before that show. And obviously he's a thing after that show. Yeah. But thank God we got Big Willie Style.
Of course.
Yeah.
Every year,
Big Willie Style's on it.
To Big Willie Style.
Yeah.
As is tradition here at the RKB, we end every year by saying thank you to Mr. Will Smith.
Na. Sorry.
Na. Getting jiggy
with it. We should sing that as like a English sea shanty to end this podcast.
We did it
perfectly.
We'll just leave it at that.
There.
Okay.
This is just for Nate to enjoy.
Oh, this is staying in.
No, definitely.
Nate, listen to me. This stays in. Okay. As does this next part. I want to hear the closer off of No Bouquet. I want to hear Wake right now. You play me whatever section of it you want to, bud. I'm counting on you. I'm not even going to put this in on the music edit. You're doing it. I want to hear Wake. It is my favorite closer of the entire year. My favorite closer in the entire All Get Out discography. And the song fucking rips, man. And that's what I want to play. This is how I want to ride out.
But only if it gets you to my way. Amazing that you knew me. I was born too fucking late. I could love like anyone who can communicate, but not for much longer. It's not what you need from me.
It's been a good year for music, brother.
It certainly has. So for this year on the Music Arc, I have been Noah.
And I've been Gavin.
And we've been the Blanchard Brothers. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, guys.